Hello and welcome to Below the Skyline on News Central Television. I am Adebola Adediba. Now let's begin in the north of the continent. The Anti-Illegal Migration Agency in Libyan capital Tripoli has reported 456 irregular immigrants with Egyptian and Nigerian nationalities to their home countries. This came in statements by the GNU Minister of Interior, Imad Trebelse, while he was at the headquarters of the Anti-Illegal Immigration Agency in Tripoli. Trebelse added that the Anti-Illegal Migration Agency deported these illegal migrants of Egyptian nationality for entering Libyan territory illegally. He confirmed that 162 irregular migrants with Nigerian citizenships were deported, including 102 who were arrested at the Libyan-Tunisian border in this region. During this past few days while trying to enter into Libya. Now, joining us live to talk about this is travel and tourism entrepreneur Sam Adeleke. Sam, good afternoon. Good to have you join us.
Thank you for having me. Good afternoon.
Now, the information available says the reason the Libyan Anti-Illegal Migration Agency deported 456 migrants bothered on only the lack of prerequisite documentation for their identification and travel. Now, could there be more to it than was being reported to start with?
I totally agree that there is more to it because the pandemic, I use the word pandemic, of legal immigration has haunted the continent over the past decade, especially because of bad leadership. Because to be honest, no one will want to leave their country if they are living a good life. So everyone is living such a better life. However, because Libya has been a very short route to Europe, people have been passing through. And then because of the instability they've been experiencing in that same country, some of these illegal immigrants are now competing with the citizens and the residents of Libya for their resources. So at some point, when it was reported by Western media, the Western media just that they were now using some of these African immigrants as slaves. In fact, having open slave trade market. That story went viral, and then the backlash started coming on Libya. So it appears right now they're no longer playing with that phenomenon of having people right there in their borders. Because the truth is that they have the Libyan Coast Guard that goes and patrols through the waters to arrest these people and jail them, and then make them pay through their nose for them to be detained in that country. But when they saw that over time, people are beginning to get news about the inhuman treatment that immigrants are facing in Libya, decide to say, okay, enough is enough. You guys, you are passing through our country, we're sending you back to where you're coming from. So this is a case of PR, image laundering, self-preservation, and trying to also prove to the Western world that things are getting better in their country. So it's a two-way street, a double-edged sword, trying to show that people should do the right thing, at the same time trying to show that Libya is getting better and is no longer a haven for slave trade, for human rights violation, and other sharp practices.
Let's look at the border, for instance. Now, where the agency had earlier deported about 294 illegal migrants holding the Egyptian nationalities for entering Libyan territory illegally. Now, we are aware they travel via roads, deserts, and boats at sea. But let's talk about, these routes. How porous or deadly are these routes? And then why is nothing being done to identify them for regular patrol?
It's a very complicated scenario. These migrants spend an average of $3,000 to $4,000 to make the trip from Nigeria to either Libya or Egypt, which are the two shortest routes to Europe. Now, it's not just Nigerians. We have people from East Africa as well. From the Horn of Africa, we have Ethiopians, Eritreans, even some Kenyans and Somalians who are also trying to escape the devastation they're experiencing in their countries. Now, while traveling through these routes, they also experience and face terrorists. These are terrorists who have small arms. Arms proliferation, litters the entire corridor of those unmanned borders. And to be honest, we are a continent whereby we are not really cohesive. So the question is, are we going to ask AU to man those borders? Is this the job of ECOWAS or the job of the East African bloc? No one seems to be responsible for anything in this continent. And that is why people have mixed feelings when we talk about the current takeover of some of West African countries by the military bloc. So the issue is, until the African Union takes charge of policing its borders and also holding its leaders accountable. For example, we know the population or the bulk of the bulk home country of these immigrants, these illegal immigrants. It's simply placing a call to them, having a discussion that, is there a reason why there is so much from your country? But no one seems to want to do anything. So when one is taking responsibility to man those borders, the terrorists will take over, because nature abhors vacuum. The truth is, these people know what they are going to face. They know that this is either a do or die affair. They tell you that when they are home, they are better dead than alive. Then while on this journey, it's either I succeed or I don't. So they are ready to face dangers, and no one is being accountable for what they will face on the road.
Now, let's look at this deportation exercise. Does this affect those who have all documents and permits, for instance, to enter or pass through Libya to other countries?
Oh, these are simply people that are illegal immigrants, simply those that do not have the right documentation. Because when you do not have the right visas, your passport is not expired or is expired, and you don't have an address, you don't have an employment letter, you don't have the basic documents that come with somebody traveling to another country, then you are termed an illegal immigrant. So when people decide to take this risk, they know what they are going into. Because if I am going to Libya, for example, I know what it takes. I'm going to book a flight. I won't go by road. Even if I'm doing a road trip, I ensure that I have all my documents and I have someone waiting at the border for me who is a resident and a citizen of that country. So everyone going there through those legal routes do not have the right documentation. That's why we encourage all our clients, for those of us in industry, that don't, because of money, put people's lives in danger. Some will tell you that I don't care. I want to just leave this country by all means. And the cost is actually prohibitive. As a matter of fact, the cost, that $3,000 to $4,000, takes them from Nigeria or East Africa to either Egypt or Libya, and then they stay within that country to work, and also for another $2,000 to $3,000, that'll take them finally to either Italy or Spain or any other country in Europe. So it's a very hard life, and they know what they're going into because they have seen some of their relatives who have succeeded and now phone or call them from Europe that, "Guy, you need to come. You either take your destiny to your hands or you leave it." So they know that they have to just hustle their way without the papers, and whatever comes their way, they're just praying that fate will bestow luck on them. So that is the dicey situation. They don't have the papers.
All right. Thank you so much for your insights, Sam Adeleke, tourism and travel entrepreneur here in Lagos, Nigeria, Lekki precisely. Thank you so much this afternoon.
Thank you for having me.